The FAA now says it was new evidence analyzed today along with satellite data that led to the decision for the United States to ground all Boeing 737 MAX 8 and 9 jets. Before President Trump's announcement, Canada joined the European Union and some 40-plus nations around the world that have either grounded the MAX 8 planes or banned them from their airspace. Now the United States has followed suit. That's interesting. Now the United States has followed suit. It's not something you usually hear about the FAA and the rest of the world. I'll discuss that in a moment. The Association of Flight Attendants has been urging the FAA to ground the planes, and the group's president released this statement in response to today's breaking news. Quote, "Lives must always come first, but a brand is at stake as well, and that brand is not just Boeing, it is America. What America means in international aviation and by extension in the larger world more generally, that we set the standard for safety, competence, honesty in governance of aviation." Joining me now is the person who said that, the president of the Association of Flight Attendants, Sara Nelson, the union representing United Airlines among others. Sara, good to see you. I understand that United flies some MAX 9s, not MAX 8s, right?
United flies the MAX 9s, that's right. Southwest and American, the MAX 8s.
Very strange. I read a little earlier when this news broke all the statements that came in from Boeing and American and Southwest and the FAA. Boeing said that they are grounding the United States Boeing 737 MAX fleet out of an abundance of caution. But in fact, the FAA said simultaneously that it ordered the grounding of the planes. We're not all quite sure that Boeing was as proactive as some people think they should have been if the job is protecting American aviation safety and America's brand in aviation safety.
Yeah, so we said several days ago that out of an abundance of caution, they should take this step. There were 346 lives lost here, and there were already plans to make... In the two crashes, there were already plans to make a software fix in January. We're learning that that was put on hold because of the government shutdown. This has really been a total breakdown in a failure of leadership and governance here. And we're very concerned about it. We're concerned about the fact that, in this case, America was last, when in fact America has always been first. This is where we first took flight, is in America. And America has been the leader in aviation for decades. And that's where we want to stay. That's where we need to stay. We believe that Boeing should have taken action sooner, that the FAA should have taken action sooner, because there is a return on integrity when you do that. When you step up and say, there's something wrong here, we're going to pull this back, we're going to address this with our safety professionals at Boeing. And by the way, those people on the front lines can do this. They've shown us that over and over again for decades, how great these American workers are, right? They should have been given the chance to deal with that instead of continue this on and have people really be questioning this and have a lack of confidence in this fleet and potentially in U.S. aviation. This is not fair to any of the workers on the front lines who make aviation safe every single day.
And you tweeted after Boeing's CEO spoke with President Trump that public confidence in our aviation system is on the line. Even the specter of preferential treatment undermines us all. Millions of people work hard to build aviation and keep it safe. We need leadership that recognizes the importance of what you just said, return on integrity. This is the problem. Nobody doubts that whatever is broken can be fixed. Nobody doubts that the pilots can figure out how to deal with this if they're trained on what the issue is on the 737 8s and 9s. And nobody doubts that you flight attendants can keep us safe when bad things happen, because that's what you are trained to do. It does seem a little weird that there were conversations going on that seemed more interested in the preservation of Boeing's stock price and its orders than something that might just take a few weeks to fix and no more planes will crash.
Yeah, really, this was a total abdication of leadership here. And I think all we have to do is look at the Harvard Business School and the model that they hold up as the gold standard every time, which was the poisoning of those few Tylenol bottles. And Johnson & Johnson made the decision to withdraw all of the bottles from the shelves to ensure that there's confidence from the public in buying Tylenol. And that is held up as the gold standard in what you do. This is so important, and we have to take steps like that if we're going to maintain the integrity of the system.
That's right. Nobody questions buying Tylenol anymore, but there were a few weeks back then when everybody thought Tylenol was going to kill you. The company did the right thing, and that is, as you say, the gold standard. Sara, thank you very much, and thank you to all the flight attendants who risk things every day to keep the rest of us safe and have done so successfully in so many incidents that could have been a lot more serious. Sara Nelson is the president of the Association of Flight Attendants.